Good afternoon, and I want to thank everybody here who's hung in here today, and I want to bring folks back to where we started this morning. Like many folks in the room, I remember very vividly where I was the moment that the O.J. Simpson verdict came down. I was very fortunate. I happened to be in my first year of law school, and I was sitting in a classroom that was otherwise all white. And our classroom was being filmed for national TV news. The news crew was there to film our reaction in context and in contrast to Howard University across town, my alma mater, to see how the all-black classroom was going to react. I don't know if any of you remember that split-screen image at that time. I may be dating myself. But that moment you saw in my classroom at George Washington University. You saw the white students sitting in anguish and in shock and silent alongside the other side of the split screen at Howard, which erupted in cheers. It was the same time, the same town, and the same verdict. But at that moment, it was two completely different worlds. I relived that moment this summer when I just sat and binge-watched Ezra Edelman's incredible documentary, O.J. Made in America. It brought everything back. It held a mirror to our nation and showed how still deeply divided, even now, it is by race, and reminded us all the legacy of Jim Crow, of policing, and the backdrop that served for that polarizing verdict of those 12 jurors. The power of that movie to tell us very hard truths, a lot of the discussions we've had today, is why the Open Society Foundation is underwriting this event and is proud to be here. As a founding sponsor of this summit, and as part of our work, we recognize the power of media, of culture, of words, and narrative to either reinforce stereotypes or to start a new conversation. I'd like to give a big thank you to Margaret Lowe Smith and her team for such an amazing event and for some of the incredibly invigorating conversations we've had today. It has been a pleasure to see so many of our grantees here today and new faces who are working at the intersection of race and justice. I'm looking forward to this last conversation today as we hear from some of the most important voices in entertainment to discuss how Hollywood shapes the way we think about race and have an opportunity to humanize the other. Thank you.